See, you know I have a gambling problem when I'm leaving this to go record a video for UFC this weekend. It's tough. Whoa. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Plays and Fades YouTube channel. I'm your host, Gordo Gamble, joined today by nobody, me, myself, and I. The beautiful view you guys just saw, and a few drinks in hand. That's how it's supposed to be, right? We're just here having fun. A few things to note. Let's get this out of the way. First of all, I'm sunburnt. I know, my name is Gordon. What else do you expect? Second of all, yes, last week's card was a shit show, to put it easily. Romanov's back. He might hurt my feelings again, but anyways, we're coming off a sweep. We're coming off a sweep of my bets. Maybe not sweep my DFS plays, but that's changing here. But the most important thing of this video is, as you guys all know, I'm on vacation. I'm relaxing. This video will be poorly edited, and the research won't be as thorough. That's my warning. I have to come on here and tell you guys who I'm liking because I'm a degenerate. I have a gambling problem. But also, I actually do kind of like the card. So I'm coming on here, I'm telling you my initial thoughts. However, I do not have the same research or the same time editing the videos I usually would, so I apologize. If you guys are new to the channel, I promise you, the videos are usually better than this. But as I mentioned, coming off what was a whack week, Romanov backed out last minute. That ruined a lot of lineups. Dean Barry versus Mike Jackson was absolutely insane. And when I mean insane, I mean awful. But scoring-wise, it was insane. But there were some good fights. I didn't watch the first ones, and when I heard it was going to be an eventful night, after Romanov made me almost want to jump off this balcony, I watched the last ones. I'm like, okay, let's go out, let's go see them. Watch the main card, it's pretty cool. See my boy Jordan get it done, my boy Barrio get it done, the Canadian guys. But we're moving on to the next one. We swept the bets last time, as I mentioned. Make sure you're checking me out on Twitter, @GamblesGordo. And Kiro will come back from his, I think he's on a cruise. He'll come back from his cruise to some money in his bank account as well. So just me this week, flying solo, but let's not waste any more time. Let's get into it. What am I liking this week? Well, first of all, Alexander Romanov's back on the card. Hopefully last week scared a lot of people away because I'm okay. I'm okay with going back to the well with him because we all know Romanov is going to absolutely dong slap Chase Sherman. Chase Sherman got brought back just for this. Not going to be very competitive. The line is as wide as it is for a reason. I think Romanov's like minus 700 to finish this at the distance. I agree. He's my core play. And even though he broke my heart last week, he will remain my core play. I'm not going to waste too much time on that one. Where this card gets interesting, though, is there's not a lot of big names. A lot of, let's say, fresher faces to the UFC, not a lot of guys who are as well known, and that really brings out an opportunity for us to make some money. Starting off with probably one of the most well-known fighters on down low, especially underdog, is going to be Gerald Meerschaert. GM3, $7,400. We all know who this guy is. Amazing, amazing ground game. Almost unmatched in the division. Guy's absolutely insane. Just the problem is he's not the best at being able to win minutes in the striking and or be as durable. Chimaev knocked out in 10, knocked out several times in the first round. That's okay, because when he does get it to the ground, it's almost game over. That's what I like to see in the GPP play, right? His ceiling is super, super high. I do think that GM3 does have this very big, realistic opportunity to score 110 points because Botko's been finished before, and GM3 is just a guy who's just really, really good at what he does. GPP-wise, GM3 is my favorite underdog of the week. Moving up, especially with people like Alexander Romanov, you're going to need to get different. I think that a perfect way to do that is 8.5K Gabe Green. Now, this fight's supposed to finish at this distance. I see exactly why. Lainez, Canadian guy. I don't care where he's from. I think Gabe Green's a much better fighter, and I think he wins here. Lainez making his UFC debut, has decent power, decent skills in the first round, but when it gets extended, level of competition-wise, everything points to Gabe Green being the better fighter, the more durable, more well-rounded, and the ability to put up a lot of points in the process. I think Gabe Green's tough enough to withstand that early onslaught of Lainez and take over late. I think he scores very, very well, that 8.5K price tag. Moving up even a bit further, can't believe I'm saying this, Gina Mazzani, 8.9K. Her path to victory scores super high. Gina Mazzani has the chance to score super, super high this week, which is something that is really weird to say. Shayna Young, her opponent, is not very good, and unfortunately, the holes in Shayna Young's games are what Gina Mazzani does best. Gina Mazzani is going to be able to get those takedowns at will, and even has the ability to go out there and finish her, I think. I think that she's going to be able to score very, very high. Takedowns, control time, ground and pound. I think it all leads to Gina Mazzani getting the win. 8.9K, I do think that she scores very, very well. Main event time. Rob Font, a guy, great jab. We all know that, very good skill set, very good boxing. But he's facing a guy in Chito Vera. A guy I can't get right. I bet on Frankie Edgar against him. Luckily, Font will be able to take him down, the same success that Edgar did. But Vera's a durable guy, picks up, and I'm super, super excited to see how he does in these 5-round fights. We've never seen that from him before. We know that his cardio is great. We know that he picks it up in the later rounds. And I think that, honestly, I don't want to get in Vera's way. Sure, Font has that jab. He has decent wrestling. He has a decent skill set, but Vera's too tough. Vera's going to keep bringing that pressure. Vera's going to be able to keep his own on the feet. And I just see him scoring very well. I'm going to take the dog in Chito Vera this week, but I don't mind a shot on Font either. I think that because Vera is so tough, it gives the opportunity to go out there, land that jab, score very, very high in the process, just because he's going to put up so many significant strikes. In between them, however, is another fight I want to target. Mini Fig, Francis Figueiredo, not someone I'm really high on at all. I think that just Dana Da Silva, who is a finisher in his own right, is going to have the opportunity to do so here. I think Da Silva's going to be the better fighter, and all of his fights end early. He has the ability to go out there, score very, very well in the process, and I'm going to like him at 8.2K. GPP play for sure, because we don't know how he is extended, but this guy's a killer, especially early on, and Figueiredo's a guy who's not like his brother. Don't be fooled by the name. I think Da Silva's a great GPP play. And then we get to it, a very, very highly anticipated debut for Tatsuro Tara. Someone who's a very, very opportunistic grappler. I think he's very, very good at his skill set, but he's not going to win minutes here. I really want to target this fight with Candelario because I know Candelario's probably faced better competition, has the ability to win the minutes on the feet, and if Tara can't get those subs, Candelario's going to score very, very well at that underdog price tag. The problem is Tara's win equity scores super, super high. There's no discrediting that. He is great at what he does, and when he does win, he scores very, very high. Problem is, I don't mind Candelario here. I think he has the ability to go out there and win minutes. I think he's a safer dog than a lot of other people down low, especially someone like Sherman. And I think that Candelario has a path to victory here. We all know it is. The problem is you also go out there and get deleted in the first round if Tara's as good on the ground as people say he is. I've done a tiny bit of tape on that. Sure, he's looking really good. Sure, he flows very well, but that's against a bunch of nobodies. Candelario's going to be his biggest test to date, and I'm really excited to see how he does in doing so. And last but not least, Andre Philly, I think he looked great his last time out. If he has that same confidence, that same jab, that same well-roundedness, he's going to be able to go out there and score very, very well. The problem is the line's a bit wide. Burrito's a decent skill set, 6.9K. Don't mind him here. Just I do think Feely rolls. Other than that, up top, Nathan Levy, great option. I think he absolutely smokes Breeden this week. I think he's going to be a decent pivot option for me, especially from the top end. I just don't know how much of him I'm going to get in there with the Romanovs, with the Mazzanis, and with the Grant Dawson. Grant Dawson's somebody else I'm looking at up top. You know that Gordon has a good name, but not the best takedown defense, so the win equity for Grant Dawson scores very, very well. Again, I don't know how much to him I'm going to get to with the Mazzanis, with the Romanovs, and maybe the Feelys. But that's going to do it here on the Plays and Fades YouTube channel. I don't want much of the Arlovsky-Collier fight. Don't want much of the Connolly-Elkins fight as too much, even though I do lean the Elkins side here. But I just think there's a lot of very, very good options for fighters to go out there and put up 100, 110 points pretty easily. I think it's going to be a very, very volatile card. I think it's going to be pretty fun. Hopefully be able to catch some of it if I will, but those are my quick thoughts on it. Again, sunburn, on vacation, drink in hand, having a good time. To come on here and say my 2 cents about this card. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. Make sure to leave a like. Be back to the scheduled program as usual next week for the beautiful UFC 274 card. But I just thought I'd come on here, say a few things about this card, and wish you guys all the best of luck. Make sure to check me out on Twitter beforehand to see what other targets I'm pivoting to, or to see if the weigh-ins had any effect on me. And once again, these videos will be better. I apologize for the lack of editing. Make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next one. Things will get back to normal soon. But with that, guys, let's make some money. Ding.